good morning, survivors, or afternoon, evening. I guess it just depends on where you're at. Dr.Dementia, State 469, Cat Alliance. Just briefly, I'd like to say thank you for watching my videos. And if you find them funny or informative or entertaining, or you just pity this old guy, hey, hit that button below. Subscribe, please. Like it and share it. I would really appreciate it. It does a lot to boost my video in the YouTube algorithms so that more people can see it and it gets suggested to more people. The larger the channel grows, quite frankly, the more motivated I am to continue to produce these and put the time and the effort and everything that goes into it to make these things. It's just my way of sharing my gaming experience. I'm, take a look at me. I'm an old guy. I'm not a young gamer, and so I plod along at my own speed, and we get to where we are. So thanks, and we're going to continue now. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why I'm disappointed with my T11 upgrade. Throughout it, I'm going to show you the screenshots to back up the information that I'm using to come to the decision that I'm just disappointed. I'm not happy. I think King's Group could have done a better job of rewarding and impressing the amount of resources, time, effort, money, essentially, as to what it took to go from plasma into the Institute and then upgrade to the T11s. It's an expensive upgrade, really, when you think about it. For between the 5 levels of the Institute, the construction, the speed up, and the resources needed, and then that's before you even get to the research. And that's where I run into my area of disappointment. In the past, and currently, each level of troop has a power boost over the prior level. So for instance, a T5, and you go to a T6, you get a boost. The power of the troop is boosted. It doesn't boost your actual statistics, but there's a built-in boost, and you can see that in your tech information. So when you go from T9 to T10, you get a boost in your tech power. Well, that's all great and dandy. Where you get your statistical boosts and where that really comes into context is, in the research. And that research leads to a lot of different things. So first off, the more research you do, the further up you can apply your talents, and the list goes on. But every research has an improvement, whether it's a battle research, whether it's a econ research, it doesn't matter. Each one increases something statistically, all right? And all of those things, for those of you that have gone through the entire research talent tree like I have prior to T11, it takes time, it takes resources, speed ups, whatever, again, money. But the reality of it is I'm getting something for that research, all right? I'm getting something tangible. And we accept that as players, we accept that as part of the game. That's just a part of it. in you see every one of these instances. So if you do a piece of research, you see that your attack rate went up X%, or you see that your defense rate or your health rate or your lethality, all of those percentages. I mean, all you have to do is do the research, run an attack on an IF, and you can see the difference. However, and let me flip my notes over here. However, when you upgrade to T11, first you build and upgrade the Plasma Institute. And if you do a screenshot of your attack, so my suggestion is just attack an IF, level 30 or 29 or whatever, and screenshot that. Then build your Plasma Institute, because you have to build it before you can start your T11 research. So build your Plasma Institute. And when you build it and you're done, run another attack. And you'll see that from building the Plasma Institute, your all of your statistics go up. So now you're ready to go forward. And I wish I had done a pre and post of all the research, but I didn't. But at the end, when I finally started to see what was going on, I did. And I'm going to show you these screenshots, okay? But what essentially happens is in my particular application, I did all the research for infantry and all the research for riders and half the research for hunters before I realized that my stats weren't changing at all. So then I screenshot it and I'll show it to you. And what you're going to see is essentially when I've completed my hunter research, none of my stats changed. And quite honestly, that's the way it was for all of it. So for all of the money you spend on the significant amount of research, all the plasma, all the speed ups, all the rapid builds, all the buffs, all the resources, the billions of resources it takes, all right? You get nothing other than the privilege of building T11s. Well, I thought I already paid for the privilege of building those T11s by building the Institute. I thought I would get something more when I did all the research for the T11s, but you don't. You just don't. And that sucks. It really does. So, let's take a look, and we're going to take a look, and here we are. This first screenshot is my infantry and riders are already T11. My hunters are still T10s because I haven't finished that research. 0 buffs and attack mode. And there they are. I don't mind showing you this because, quite frankly, everybody knows what my stats are. All right? It's no big secret. Now pay attention to the red circle below, all right? Because I'm only paying attention to the hunters. All of the infantry and riders are already done. So my hunters attack is at 766 and defense 737, health 512, lethality 516. So then I also did something else. I also took a screenshot in lethality because I have the luxury of being able to switch back and forth. No problem. I'm VIP 12. So again, you can see my hunter attack is 752, my hunter defense 752, my health goes up to 528, my lethality goes up to 528. This is all pre-T11. Now feel free to stop the video at any time, to slow down and go through. So I'm trying to go through this fast enough so that it doesn't become such a long, lengthy pain in the ass to watch. I try and keep these videos as reasonable as possible. I'm not after, I don't even, the channel's not monetized, so time is not an issue. So then I went ahead and I finished all of my hunter research, and here we are. Now I'm back in a zero buff. T11s are done. I've already produced T11s. All right, and here's my hunter attack, still 766. Here's my hunter defense, still 737. And finally, my 512, 516 health and lethality, all the same. Well, let's move it to lethality talent. Did it change there? Nope, all the same. Now, to me, that seems unfair. It seems unreasonable, because what I could do, quite frankly, is I could have just built the Plasma Institute, gotten this same exact increase, and never produce a single T11. I just sit back, kick back, and produce T10s, and only have the difference between the T10 and the T11 in attacking. And quite frankly, the difference really isn't that significant. I say it's not. And the reason I say that is, again, it's part of the limitations of the game. King's Group doesn't give you enough statistical information, attack, defend statistical information, in order to accurately forecast that T11 to T10 to T11 jump. And the reason is, I don't know what the reason is, I don't know why they don't do it, but the result is that we have no way of measuring that T11 on different troop combinations. You see, here I can see what my power is, and I can go against and see what his power was, and I can go back and forth. But I don't know how much of my defense or attack can truly be attributed to the power of the T11. All right, and it's going to vary based upon how we use our troop formations and how his troop formations are, and the game doesn't give us that. Now, I realize that this starts to become a very complicated analytical position, and for those of you that just simply say, oh, my power's bigger, I'll whip his ass, yeah, you will, okay? For those of us that are trying to mathematically figure out where we're at, we don't get those answers. Hey, guess you can't have everything, can you? So, to make a long story short, I'm not happy. I would have thought that King's Group would have provided, I would have thought that King's Group would have said, hey, just like in everything else, the more research you do, the better off your stats are. I expected that I would get a 10 to 15% bump in my stats when I did what amounted to an incredible amount of research and resources and time, but I didn't. I got nothing, absolutely nothing, other than the privilege of producing the T11s and their tech upgrade. Well, I think that's a ripoff. I think it's a big piece of crap. But I want to know what you think. All right? I want to know how you feel about it. I want to know. I want to know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you understand how I feel about it. I hope King's Group looks at it and says, hey, you know, maybe we ought to do something for the people that have to spend this much time, effort, and resources to get from point A to point B. And then finally, put it in your comments. Put it in your comments so that King's Group has an opportunity to see how you feel. And obviously, please subscribe, like, share, notify, ring that bell. You know, everything helps boost my stats on the algorithms here as well. And I would certainly appreciate it. I hope you found the video informative. I hope you found it reasonable. And hey, Reservoir League's coming up, and it's going to be a hell of a battle. So keep an eye out for that.